We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas in Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Set to return now. Here's Deontay Thompson. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Prescott looks to throw on first. It's caught right side. It turns. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
46.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Looking to throw. Prescott. The Pats are going to get there, and down he goes. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that one. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. And they picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The veteran Stephon Gilmore able to break that one up. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
By 20! Shadow!
On 1st down, Brady. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, You'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Brady will try again on 2nd down. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 22. Brady now on 1st down. And a dump off to White. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And Gronkowski's kick is good. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give them confidence and let them knock it through.
And out now come the Cowboys. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Good. Here we go. 1-8. 1-8. 1-8.
Prescott from the gun. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. His first catch, good for 16 and a 1st.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Here go 46. Woo. It's coming now.
They'll try to sweep with Elliott, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
Here we go, 46. 26.
3rd and long for Prescott. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Kyle Van Noy with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking back to the air on 2nd down. It's Brady. It's grabbed over the middle by White. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
His throw incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They go play action for White. Now it's Brady. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this 1st half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They do go for it. It's Brady. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Randy Gregory. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Swing to the field, right. To the right. 26.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere and made them kick a field goal. It almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. New England Patriots taking over on offense, and 3 weeks in, I don't think many people saw them at 1-2, Charles. And this is an interesting note, back-to-back losses by 10 or more points for the first time since 2002.
I don't normally do a bunch of numbers when it comes to New England. The only number that matters is the number of Super Bowl rings. But what you brought up is very interesting. Minus 20 in scoring differential through their first 3 games, and that's their worst since 1995. So a lot of negative numbers showing up on the side of New England at this point. But do we believe it'll continue this way? I certainly don't.
I don't. At least not for long. A good pickup there, a 22. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Pushing his way through. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Chris Hogan, 54 yards. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly for 6. Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's got some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Hey, swing. Here we go. Wide eight. Here you go. 26.
Elliott, toss right. And he's got room. And down to the 36-yard line here. Now whistles blow, and the Patriots are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2.
26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards. But instead, offense out there. They're going for it. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Brady. That's complete. It's Gordon. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Brady now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gordon. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. On 2nd down, here's Brady. Over the middle, complete. It's Hogan. And they'll get this down to the 10. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tyrone Crawford. Never giving up. He's able to keep working and get him for a loss of 12. Brady to throw on 2nd down. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion. This
is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the 2nd half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this 1st half.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Airing it out for Hearns. And that's caught inside the 35. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A first down throw for Prescott. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Prescott yet again. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. To the air again, Prescott. Now he'll escape to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. They keep it on the ground. White again. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 3rd down, Brady. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hogan. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a 1st down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had
Chris Hogan, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Chris Hogan, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Patriots add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, being on second half no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Dont'a Hightower coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. 10th carry now for Elliott. And an alley to run. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in 3rd and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in 3rd and manageable. They've got a chance at a 1st down.
On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. But he's got it to Hearns. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Get out. Here you go.
On 1st and 10, Prescott got his man. It's Williams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. This is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Terrence Williams, 32 yards. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 27. The drive starts with a run by White. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
Now Now a play fake here on first down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Randy Gregory in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Shotgun now for Brady. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Gets it to Gordon. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they start throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon. But with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swing, slant.
And that's caught by Gronk for a Pats touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gronkowski now out to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that...
Looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield.